Today, let's discuss about identifying your habit loops. Now, identifying the habit loops can be beneficial for you because you can recognize what are the good habit loops and what are the bad habit loops for you that you have. You have to decide that on your own that this is a bad habit loop for me and this is a very good habit loop for me. Now, before doing that, you have to identify it, right? So, how do you do that? You have to focus on paying attention to the cues in your daily life. If, like, we have given the example of the getting a cup of coffee, what was the cue for it? You were getting tired. Often, students or heavy workers, they tend to drink a lot of coffee or caffeine to feel energized or to stay awake if you are getting sleepy a bit or like getting snoozing a bit. But too much caffeine in a day, it's not good for you. It can create severe problems, even not immediately but later in life, maybe after 1 or 2 years, or maybe after a while. Like if you are drinking too much coffee, and sort of defense mechanism can be made inside your body, and maybe the amount your coffee taking nowadays, that won't be enough in future. If you keep on doing that, then maybe you have to increase the amount of coffee in your coffee cup to feel the energy, the same amount of energy. So that is not good for you. That can definitely be hampering with the bowel system of yours, and that can be not good for your health. So you have to notice it. So this was just one example. uh, like if you're getting tired, drink maybe cold water, walk a bit, or maybe just take a break, go to sleep for 15 to 30 minutes, but reduce the number of coffee. But to do that, you have to notice when you are getting the coffee. If hiding the coffee box is helping you out with this, then do it. But decrease it. Don't remove it, the habit totally, because that is not good, but decrease it. But to decrease it, you have to know that what is your habit loop. So notice the routines you follow in response to the cues and identify the reward that reinforce this routine. So your energy is the reward here, and your cue is getting tired, and your routine is getting a cup of coffee. So you can replace this habit with study, like an exam. Sometimes you get a low score in the exam, and that is your cue. Due to this cue, in a mock test you have scored low, and that is your cue to study more, maybe add 1 hour more in your week to study the subject you are scoring low, so that you'll get a reward of getting higher marks, the better than the previous one in your mock test, the next mock test. So these are the habit loops in your life that can happen, and you have to notice it. It can be in different ways, like waking up in the morning, drinking a cup of coffee, drinking cool drinks, drinking different types of like other than caffeine. It can also happen with tea, or eating bag of chips a lot, fried fruits. So that's the thing. You have to notice them, or delaying a lot of homeworks until and unless the days, like literally breathing on your neck, like just tomorrow you have to submit the homework, although you had a lot of time to do that. It is also a bad habit, but it also has cues, routines, and rewards, and that can be good rewards and bad rewards. Recognize them. So in this way, you have to break the habit loops of those particular habits that are detrimental to you. Those are not helping you at all. You have to recognize them and you have to break those kinds of loops so that it is not hampering with your schedules or your habits. So you have to change the routine in response to the same cue. That's what I discussed, right? If in the case of cup of coffee, like drink in cold water instead of coffee, take a nap, or just walk a bit, or play around a little, but reduce the amount of coffee. And to find what particularly working for you, you have to experiment different type of rewards. So in that way, it can also help and replace bad habits with positive habits or positive routines. And that's the thing we have to consider. And in the next video, we'll discuss about the worksheets and the habit loop discussions.